grew up my entire life playing sports. Football and wrestling are my two biggest things. And yeah, don't call me Troy anymore. I appreciate everybody just calling me Coke and Smoke. All right, it's like just call me good old Sergeant Coke and Smoke, and we'll all be good. All right, all right.
So wrestling. I know that's one of the reasons why I think we hit it off. Just talking and everything. With me, start jiu-jitsu, you wrestling for would be a lifetime compared to me doing anything with any kind of combat sport. But I thought we'd get his insight tonight and view the UFC fights and just check that out.
Oh yeah.
So obviously we're not gonna have any audio or any video of it, but definitely just check it out and see what's good tonight. Tonight we got Holloway versus Ortega.
Oh yeah. Ortega's a nasty dude, man. Like here's the thing about Ortega. Ortega is scary to a lot of people, just because we haven't really seen him like struggle anywhere yet. It's like he's he's banged it out with who was it? Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar.
He's banged it out with
He
Frankie
knocked him
Edgar.
out.
He knocked out Frankie, which is hard to do. It's like I think that was like Frankie's first knockout in his entire career.
His submission to Cub Swanson was just absolutely nasty because
Oh,
it was a jumping. He pulled guard, jumped into guard and pulled off a guillotine.
obviously, that's just something that Cub Swanson can't prepare
Like
for.
you don't
It's
think
like,
because Cub's like significantly shorter, so you don't think that that's going to even be a thing that's in his repertoire to do.
oh man, like trying to guillotine a shorter opponent is just
Well, maybe not so
it's
bad if
like
it's
pulling a
standing.
fucking it's like pulling a knife out your ass, it's like it's incredibly difficult to do, not impossible, but Jesus Christ, people in prison find a way to do it.
I mean, that's some crazy shit. I mean, I remember watching that because I was actually on a business trip and or a work trip, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
and was on standby in the hotel with nothing else to do. I was like, I'll watch the fights, and that was not a pay per view. It was just like a fight night fight. Cub versus Frankie, or not Frankie, Cub versus Ortega,
Oh yeah.
and that's when I found out who Brian Ortega was. I was like, yo, that's something special. You don't just jump into a guillotine like that.
Yeah. uh I think Ortega really hit my radar. Is like I heard the name a couple times before when I heard he won what worlds in jiu-jitsu a couple times. Okay, I was like, all right, whatever. It's just another jiu-jitsu guy, and it's nothing special because, as you can tell, the UFC and MMA in general is just saturated with jiu-jitsu practitioners. It's like, and it's true. You need to have jiu-jitsu in your repertoire to just be able to compete and do everything else like that. I really follow the wrestlers of the MMA community because the wrestlers of the MMA community are, in my opinion, their mindsets are different than jiu-jitsu practitioners. But
Well,
when Ortega really hit my radar is when he knocked out Frankie Edgar. So you're telling me this guy is an assassin on the ground and he can knock out somebody who hasn't been knocked out before in his 15-year fight career.
tell you what, it was damn impressive to watch.
Yeah, for
Sad,
sure.
sad for me because
Oh yeah, I mean, like
I'm a fan.
yeah, he's your teammate and everything too. It's like that's just one of the things.
It was definitely interesting. And speaking of RIBJJ team, uh, if you guys aren't familiar, that's Ricardo Ame, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Right now, in the third round, we've got Kate Chikugan versus I, and I hadn't heard of I, but Kate is a hell of a
Well,
fighter.
I is definitely putting Kukugian up for her money's worth. I mean, like she may be ranked 9, but man, she's taking the fight to Kukugian. She has not backed down. Oh, and she just landed a big overhand,
Whoop,
but
whoop, and murky waters.
she just made a mistake.
Case gets to the back.
She attempted for the takedown, sprawled. Now she's got the back. We'll see if she can recover after this. But
Chikugan.
Kukugian might win the decision if this goes to a
Well, there's
decision.
there's about 3.5 minutes left here, and it looks like she might go ahead and go for a submission here if she can break the grip. Still kind of like side saddle, one arm trapped, right arm trapped, and then possibly could be a leg. Looks like she's trying to set up something seatbelt here, and
Mm,
or just trap the arm and go for strikes to the
looks like
head.
she's trying for that straight arm bar.
she's gonna have to sit out, but she doesn't want to do that and give up position. She's got a nasty cut under her right eye as well. So
Oh yeah, her knee's pretty cut too.
is that or is that just blood from the face?
No, that's her knee.
Ooh,
I don't know what happened there.
just strike to the head maybe or the chin, something sharp.
I don't know. It might be from Kukugin's nose, honestly.
Well, she's still got good underhook here, so we'll see.
She's got a good underhook, but I really impressed me because she just got
If I was,
she just stood back up with a jujitsu.
as I said, if I was a kid, I mean, I probably would have tried to hold that underhook for a bit longer. You know, let this girl loose again, man. She's her striking's pretty sharp.
Yeah, and she's been pressuring Kukugin this entire fight. Like, if I was a judge here, it'll be a pretty close 9-10 decision in favor of I.
First round's I think second round Kukugin. And
Kukugin was getting her like, she's getting her groove back towards the end of the first round, but I don't know. Ever since the start of the third round, it just seems like I has put more pressure on and made Kukugin uncomfortable. Now she's going for some wild shit. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
minute 45. I mean,
she's going for spinning back fist, freaking roundhouses. Gonna go roadhouse in this bitch.
Roadhouse. Man, dude. This is serious reach.
It's like, what was your first thought? How old were you when you first watched Roadhouse?
You know what's crazy is I believe I've seen it. I just don't remember it.
You don't remember Roadhouse?
Uh-uh.
I watched it for the first time when I was like 12, right? And I thought the movie was fucking awesome, right?
Who's in that?
It was I can't remember his name, but he did a bunch of movies where he just roundhouse kicked the fuck out of a whole bunch of people. Like I can't remember his name.
You know what that makes that Peter Griffin meme when
Roadhouse.
When Ronda Rousey got kicked into the next universe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That Roadhouse.
See, she's going for roadhouses. She was like, I'm gonna rip.
Let's see what the judges have as total strikes.
Eyes got it.
Except for round 3.
I don't know. Eyes landed a lot more significant strikes in my opinion. I seen Kukugin's head get knocked back by overhand right by Eye. I don't know who this Eye chick is, but she's doing pretty good work. And you said Kukugin was a jiu-jitsu practitioner, right?
Yeah,
like,
she's got pretty good.
She has not attempted a single takedown, and she just got manhandled by a shorter chick.
I don't think this is part of the game plan, bro. For some
she's going off the game plan. I mean, like, that's probably a bad thing.
I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about Eye. Who knows? She might be badass on the ground. Wait, that was it?
Yeah.
That was stupid fast towards that last little stretch.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I think Eye is gonna probably get the decision here.
Eye's probably got the decision, to be honest with you. She was the more aggressive.
I've seen crazier things in combative sports this month.
If Kukugin wins, it's based off white privilege. Oh, you want to talk about the Wilder fight?
Oh,
you know what? We can talk about the Wilder fight. I'll tell you my perspective.
We'll get into that, but there was another fight tonight that I know that we wanted to watch for sure, and that's the what is that fight?
The Jimmy Malloy and Thug Santos?
No.
That's who I was. That's the other fight I was.
Well, Claudia Gadelha and Nina Ansaroff on the undercard. That's the last fight. That's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm. I don't know either of them.
That's 2 fights from now. Let's see, and then the other one that I wanted to watch
is
dude. There's some good ones tonight. They're Valentina Shevchenko versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Yes,
that's gonna be just let them fly.
Yeah, and I really believe that if Joanna doesn't change her game plan, she's going to end up getting knocked out.
Dude, Jimmy Manuwa versus Thiago Santos, the first fight for the
dude. You mean Thugianto Santos? Like that dude's a fucking awesome.
Then you got Hakeem Dawodu versus Kyle Bochniak. That'll be a good one.
Here's the thing about these fighters with names really hard.
Alex Oliveira versus Gunnar Nelson.
Gunnar Nelson. That's a fucking dope name.
Is that Cowboy Oliveira? Is his first name Alex?
Maybe.
Hold on. Click on this guy. You know what's crazy? The UFC app right now doesn't have the photos of them up, which is kind of pissing me off.
Oh, let me see what I got.
Because there's so many Oliveras. Like,
Um, I don't know. All I got is the main card.
it's acting funny. Oh well. The main card. I'm not pulling that up looking for him under all fighters. But later we'll be a little bit more
But anyway, about
whoa,
Roadhouse.
whoa. Okay, yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
was like we thought.
I won. Yeah,
It's yeah.
by split decision though. That's interesting.
Like I said, I thought the first 2 rounds were definitely
Yeah. I didn't know that I won the second round just because we were like setting everything up. But
hey, you know what? You go back to the drawing board and figure it out. It's not like a detriment. You didn't get knocked out cold. You also didn't get dominated, so that's good.
well, she needs to find her groove a lot earlier on in the fight.
Yeah, you can't really waste 5 minutes trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even 5 minutes, it's 3.
That's right, because we're not in championship rounds.
Yeah.
Jeez, that goes quick.
Yeah, it does.
It's easy to say when you don't have somebody trying to take your head off, though.
I mean, like, I've done the 3-minute rounds and I've done the 5-minute rounds.
You're like,
man.
geez, they're both the same.
I mean, they are and they aren't. Definitely the 5-minute rounds in wrestling when I got moved up to varsity in like 8th grade, those were definitely more strenuous on me. But honestly, that's when I developed like the best cardio on my entire team. Is because like, first of all, I'm not going to get into the wrestling weight cut protocols. All right,
Yeah, that stuff's insane, man.
oh, dude. Like,
I think I want to say now, like, is a lot of these states have rules in place to protect student athletes now.
it's too
'Cause it's
little,
too
too
crazy,
It's too
man.
little, too late. For
Yeah,
me.
you've
It's
destroyed
like,
a whole like generation
yeah,
of kids.
it was,
But I mean, if you're fixing it now, you're doing the right thing, man. You really are.
yeah. I mean, I have my thoughts on that. It's like my thoughts on that is like, but are you protecting them to a point where you're not going to make like championship caliber fighters?
You are at a natural weight that you can make and achieve on a regular basis without
But here's
doing damage to your body.
when you do that to yourself at such a young age, and everything,
Yeah,
you're developing a mental toughness that is like
yeah, but
insane.
you're also shutting down your liver. Like,
Yeah, but you're young. You're young enough. You'll bounce back. Trust me when I say that. When we did wrestling, we went to muscle failure every single day. If you weren't getting cramps, you weren't done with practice.
He's like, unless you start pissing blood, you haven't done anything good.
It was like we had a few like super overweight kids. Is like Kevin, you know who you are. And everything, but after they puked once, the coach would usually leave them alone. But I puked like 3 or 4 times, like within the first like 3 weeks starting. Oh man! But
you want to talk about embarrassing? I think the best puke story I've got, and the only time I've actually puked during jiu-jitsu. I went to Grand Rapids, Michigan. Big ups to Grand Rapids BJJ. Went out there. It's a Carlson Gracie affiliate. So they had some good guys. Actually, that night they had some dudes that were competing in MMA at what I think is the local center that they had there or venue.
Yeah.
So I got to get on the mat. It was about a 2-hour session. I shit you not. Like the first 45 minutes was the goddamn warm up. At least it felt like that. And in about 20, maybe like 15 minutes in, I realized that I was in deep waters, bro. And I actually threw up.
Oh yeah.
I actually threw up, went to the bathroom, threw up. Like, oh, there's a can right there, man. I totally ran right past it. Went into the restroom, did my thing, came back out. They're like, yeah, man, it's right there. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Like, you good to go? I'm like, yeah, I'm good now. Then I got that out of the way. What was crazy was I was hydrated. I hadn't been drinking or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't used to that pace.
Oh yeah. I'm sure the pace is crazy everywhere. Because
When you're in a certain gym sometimes for so long and they focus majority of their time not on the warm up but on the actual like technique.
Yes.
You get in a place like that and it's like, why am I here?
Oh yeah.
Like
I actually have a funny story.
Questioning your life.
I actually have a funny story. My first time going to an MMA gym, I was like maybe I was out of wrestling for like 2 years because I quit because my coach was making me weight cut like 20 pounds before meet, and because I was like a natural 152, but I was cutting down to 143. Uh, so I walked around at 160 most days because I was building muscle for football and then weight cutting for wrestling. I was the strongest motherfucking 143 you ever seen in your life. All right. I was whipping up on them seniors up at varsity level, but I just couldn't handle the weight cut because I would starve myself for maybe 4 or 5 days, like not eating anything.
Man, that's not good.
Not eating anything. Water pills, laxatives. I swear to God, my coach told me, it's like, hey, man, go jerk one off. And then to cut that few extra
Jesus
ounces,
Christ,
man. And like on the way to the meet, we would he would have us constantly spitting into a cup, not because we dipped, but because we're just trying to get rid of every single bit of fluid. And it was crazy because we would run for like 6 7 hours before a meet, and then 6 7 hours before a meet, and we would have like 4 or 5 pairs of sweats, and then we would get like a 15-minute break after every hour.
So,
But we were, instead of a break,
so your season for in Louisiana, what time of year was that?
This was winter.
So it's still like fucking 70 to 80 degrees outside.
Oh, it gets to like the low 70s and high 60s.
That look 4 or 5 layers. It's like simulating like 130 degrees.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the 15-minute break that we got after like every hour of running, and we weren't like running like laps or anything. We were running upstairs, going down there, going downstairs, and then we would do that probably about 100 times before we got a break. And then we would they would have showers on the top floor of the steps, and we would basically be huddled in a ball trying to retain as much heat as possible, sweating through everything while hot showers were running.
Oh, so like a sauna. So I'm a sauna.
Oh yeah, it was a ghetto as shit sauna, I mean, but we would do it, you know. It's like, and it's that type of things right there. We were able to do that because of our cardio. We were probably the most well conditioned people ever.
Dude, I can't I need to lose some weight here, so tomorrow actually starts my new meal prep.
Oh yeah.
So the goal is to get down. Now walking around right now, damn near 180 pounds.
Okay.
So the goal is to get
160, right?
I want to go like 155.
155? That's an easy weight cut. Like honestly, it won't take you that long. Like 2 or 3 months.
I feel like I might lose a little strength.
Oh, you're definitely losing strength. Every time you cut weight, you lose strength.
I mean, like I'm more of a permanent, like, hey, I'm just gonna not be as strong for a little bit at least.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, don't you know about Daniel Cormier? It's like he has like huge knockout power, but because he cut to 205 for so long,
it's so like. But I know that competing at like 170 pounds will be, pardon me, but fucking dangerous.
Well, I personally think is like jiu-jitsu,
because the guys that are competing at 170 are dudes that are walking around like 200 plus.
I personally think like strength and everything doesn't really matter as far as jiu-jitsu goes.
Shit.
Like look at Royce and Enzo, you know, it's like
my luck, a dude gets on the mat all of 170, just all muscle, not a drop of fat on him. I'm like, shit.
I think you're psyching yourself up too much. Like, listen, it's like it's not going to be that big of a deal. It's a local tournament. It's like I know they're taking it seriously, but as long as you can outthink your opponent, you'll be fine.
This guy should be a coach.
Oh, I'm definitely being a coach. Louisiana wrestling.
Yeah, when you get back down there, hey, like what, next year?
Yeah, next September, man. I'm going back down there.
You're back to your high school. See, like, hey, look, I want the job.
Ah, man.
Or you told me like junior coaching, like kids coach.
Yeah, I went to like 6 different high schools because I got displaced during Katrina. I was like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a whole bunch of stuff going on, and so like I never really stayed in one place for too long. The longest I did was like 4 or 5 years, and that was when I really got into wrestling. And
Man.
yeah, it's got a lot of stuff going on with it, but that's because I moved like around so often. I can like talk to people really easily. It's not like a big deal for me, and like I always know what I want to hear. So as long as like the people I'm coaching are like me, it'll be all right.
It's always ideal that way. I mean, I think sometimes you have to take different approaches with different people, but I think you figure that out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, if someone doesn't need to be pushed, they're not going to be pushed. But I also feel like people get inside their own heads a lot when they're fighting or when they're wrestling, competing in anything. They psych themselves up to think, oh, how am I going to beat this guy? He's stronger, he's faster, he's older, he's got more experience than I do. What am I supposed to do? He knows more things than I do.
Let's tear him a new one.
It's like
Let's go.
it's like okay, but he's a dude, right? It's like he's a man. You're a man. Go deal with it. It's like, hey, if you lose, you lose.
You guys coming to you soon. Motivational tape. But T will Coke and smoke.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I'll be a motivational speaker if you want me to. I mean, like me personally, I think the world's gotten a little soft ever since I don't know 2001.
It was going downhill before that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but like I was like 4.
Oh,
I mean, like I didn't know before that.
here we go.
But
So we've got Oliver Auburn Mercer versus Gilbert Burns. Is this a replay? What the hell? I didn't see this one on there.
I've seen Alvin Mercer fight before. He was on the Ultimate Fighter a few years back. It was Canadians
Oh,
versus
okay.
Americans.
Yeah. Auburn Mercer versus Gilbert Burns. Another one I know absolutely nothing about. Looks like Gilbert Burns he's got not a Brazilian name. Okay, that's cool.
Gilbert Burns looks like he's all of 170.
That dude's 170.
No, that dude's 156. That's what he weighed in as.
He looks like buck 80.
170 because he's a fighter, but
None of these.
no, there's no way, dog. Wait, hold up.
They've got Mercer at 156 pounds here, weighing in. The guy looks like he's about 200 goddamn pounds.
Oh, he looks all of 205. He looks like he could fight Tyrone Woodley. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if the camera's super close and we're just getting like the ratio out of perspective here.
But there's also nothing else around him. Like if I'm sure Joe Rogan was standing there, we would have a comparison, you know.
But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I get on the mat. It's like, oh shit.
That wasn't uncommon to compete against in wrestling.
He's not 156 pounds.
Oh, he probably was for a second.
A nanosecond.
For a second till he was allowed to eat again.
Do they have a towel in front of him? Was he pushing off of it?
Hey, don't be talking about my boy DC, all right? It's like, listen, DC, eat your fried chicken, eat your cakes. It doesn't matter. You keep winning, dude. You beat that fucking bitch ass Brock Lesnar in a few months.
And he did all that to get iced. That sucks.
He did that to get iced by who? Fucking John Jones?
Greatest fighter of all time, bro.
Oh, man. Listen to him. Listen to him. My opinion of John Jones is, yeah.
He is good.
He is what?
Is he a troubled man? Absolutely.
I mean, like, it's not even about trouble.
Dude, it's troubled.
It's not even about trouble at this point.
Even if he,
like, listen,
if he has the rest of his career and he plays it completely perfect, he's ruined his image. There's nothing you can do.
I don't really give a shit about his image. John Jones is what happens when you gift natural athletic talent. Because his brother's in the NFL. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Chandler Jones, leads the league in sacks last year with 17.
They're about to kill my Lions tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Arizona, though.
They're about to kill us. My Lions are terrible.
You Lions fans. You guys have to have a little faith. I mean, at least you ain't the Saints. We lost to the Cowboys.
When's the last time we made the playoffs?
I don't know, man.
Exactly.
Calvin
I think
Johnson?
I think the Browns.
Calvin Johnson.
No.
You guys never made the playoffs, Calvin Johnson?
Mm-mm.
Oh wow. Oh man.
It's bad.
Gilbert's got a deep underhook. Oh, he flipped him on his fucking head. Oh,
Jesus.
that was good. That was a
Good
good
old,
single.
good old Burnsy.
Yeah, he had him by his old family jewels right
Yeah,
there.
156 my ass.
Oh yeah, Burnsy's got his forehead in there.
I don't think this guy's
He's
been.
not being nice.
I don't think he's been
at all.
156 pounds since middle school.
Oh. No. I don't know what he's been on, but
All the steroids.
hey man, steroids don't make your chin tougher.
No, but it makes that neck hold up pretty goddamn well.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about that though? Like about USADA and everything?
I think that they are a necessary evil, but I don't think that they're employing their punishments correctly. I also think that they shouldn't be punishing people that only have a trace or they haven't proven them to have completely popped dirty. You shouldn't be punishing them because this could sit for years.
Yeah.
And then you ruin a young fighter's career like Sean O'Malley. Love watching that kid. And it's open to the public. He's allowed to smoke marijuana when he's not in competition and doesn't have a fight on the contract. He's allowed to do that when he's not having USADA fucking testing him.
First of all, I believe they should be allowed to smoke weed in between the rounds. I think it'll be a lot more entertaining fight.
But
like Nate Diaz, please fight. I miss you. I miss you. You're an absolute thug, and I fucking love it.
Stop it.
Oh man, Burns is destroying him right now.
Stop the fucking fight. Come on, ref.
And you Canadians, eh? Jesus Christ. Take a Benny, Kenny O.
Okay, we stopped that. I'm surprised he get cut open.
Well, the strikes were only hitting the back of the head. I mean,
that's a lot of hammer fists in a row.
Yeah, it is. You just squinted. It was like, man, I'm waiting for these stars to go away real quick.
He's like, thank God I stopped that from happening.
Ooh.
Dude, you could go fucking 12-6 right here. It's gotta be over.
Oh yeah.
So right now the scenario is that Burns has got Mercier.
He's got him in a pretty tight body
triangle. Has got his back and left leg is across. And he's just raining down punches from the side and hammer fist.
Burns has got absolute control right now.
Damn, dude, he's got like grapevine. But yeah,
they're playing for wrist control right now, and right now Gilbert can't really find
20 seconds left.
The 2-on-1.
He'll make it out of this.
Once.
His choking arm is underneath Mercier's.
Oh man, he's squeezing them kidneys though.
He doesn't really. He's gonna let it go to try to move. He's gonna try to go for.
He's gonna try for an armbar.
No, he's sitting out.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's gone.
Back up. Yep, not this round, ladies and gentlemen. He goes on to round number dos.
Canadians, get your jiu-jitsu game up. Jesus Christ.
So we talked about, you're from New Orleans, displaced on several occasions.
Yeah.
And wrestling, we talked a bit about that. As some of you may know, when you see this, he is my coworker. If you don't know, we are in the military.
For now,
he's getting out.
Yep.
I'm finishing out what I got left. Another 4.5 years.
We'll see, man. I mean, like, you're gonna probably do a full 27.
Dude,
you're gonna be Chief Oz in this bitch. Still doing this podcast.
If I'm a chief, I'll guarantee you this: if I make chief, I won't have any hair left on my head, and I probably will have like.
I mean, like you've gone bald already this year, so.
I mean, like, but not, let's put it this way: I'll be bald, but not by choice. Bald, not by choice, and I probably.
Were you doing this when you had it? When you looked like a Jackie-O?
Oh no, I wasn't. So during the summer, I rock my head slick bald because I hate hair in the summer. Also, when I'm training a lot, which I was back in the summer, like 4 or 5 times a week. It's a quick go. You know, I get in and out, and I don't have to really worry about brushing my hair and how it looks. I'm bald, so when I get out of the shower, I put some moisturizer on the scalp and get going. You know what I mean? I don't really worry about things too much, and I would shave it every day before I go to work. Hit it with a razor and be done. And life was good, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not gonna lie to you.
So you have no issues when you become a chief.
Right? I don't think, and I'm gonna sneak this in here, but I don't think politically that my job and who I am stand a fucking chance of making it that far. I'm just being realistic. I'd be pressed to make Mass start.
Well, here's the thing. We're getting way off track. We were supposed to be talking about fights.
But we still, these are
I
the
mean,
cards.
Yeah, I mean, like, but in the military, like, there's way too much politics going on within the United States Air Force, and people are being put in positions where they are not fit to be in.
Forced at times, even if they don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's true. It's like sometimes we have people in positions of
They're like,
leadership.
I'm only here
where-
because it's my rank, and I don't want to be here.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not any good at this. They're making me do it.
Yeah, and people are put in positions where they're supposed to be, you know, watching over people, making sure that these people don't get screwed up. And that's not the type of personality they have. I feel like your job should ultimately reflect the type of personality that you have.
Like I literally asked somebody.
Like, don't we have a
who's-
color system for that in like Course 15? Like
No, it's-
orange, blue, green.
Yeah. You're
Gold.
talking about Jahari's window.
No, the four lenses.
Oh, the four lenses. Oh yeah. Damn, dude.
It's like, why did we veer away from that? And why can't we put people in positions that are suitable to their personality type?
Because Course 15 is no longer a thing.
I mean, of course, Enlisted Jesus, you've done a lot. All right, it's like you've done amazing job for all the enlisted.
But
But
seriously, you are making sense of things that hadn't made sense since I've been in, and
Oh,
it's been great.
for sure, but I really do feel like we should be putting people in positions based on their personality type. And I know that sometimes you guys do that, but it needs to happen more often.
With that being said, we'll see where it goes. With proper mentorship, I can do great things.
I feel like you do well in a position of in a position of management, like for sure.
He's like, you're not a grunt for sure. Your personality, your work
oh,
ethic.
oh yeah, your work ethic's not there. No. But he stays late a lot, especially when you were a program
I was
manager.
getting fucking hammered, dude.
Oh,
Not in a
yeah.
good way.
And you were staying behind like
Almost every day.
incredibly late most days.
Just to get things done. I mean, like I live by like if you give me something to do, as far as something to manage, and you tell me it needs to be flawless, I depend on one person only, and that's me. I'm not gonna lean on a bunch of people when my name's on a product.
Yeah.
Because I've also lived by the creed: if you want it done right, do it your goddamn self.
And that's what former NCO that we know
But he
Go-
the dude could do it, man. He could do it. And I actually
Yeah.
looked up one day, and we were gonna go train something, and I was like, I think it might have been that day we had to train like something that we didn't really want to do.
Yeah.
It was like URC training or something like that. Basically, it's a lot of moving parts to do something that's actually simple.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
But the equipment we had to use and everything is frequently faulty.
Yeah.
So when this happens, when you're trying to teach somebody new how to do it, you feel discouraged when you get up there and it doesn't work like 90% of the time. Because you're like, I just did all this production. I just wasted all this time to teach them basically how to check out tools.
Oh, Burns just took down Mercer again.
Yeah.
Mercer looks like he's in over his head, honestly. Gerber looks like he's fighting a championship fight, and Mercer looks like he doesn't know what to do and he wants to go back to Canada.
He's in Canada.
Oh, are they
Yeah,
in
in
Canada?
Toronto.
They're in Canada today? Oh, damn. Like, he just wants to go home. I can't believe he's getting his ass whipped that bad in front of his home crowd.
Jeez, that's gotta be not good. But yeah. So basically, the one person that Troy was talking about is a lot of people don't like him because they think he overanalyzes.
think that's the thing I do like about him.
But I will tell you this: when it comes to work ethic down to the T, flawlessness,
Oh yeah,
bro.
he'll get everything done right.
If you like, you'll be hard pressed to find an error. I remember one time I found an error like in like a piece of paperwork he was going to try to give me, and you should have seen his look on his face.
He's like, I'm getting complacent.
he was like turned red or whatever, and was like, oh my god, and like he ended up like not giving it to me because I was able to catch it.
Oh, okay.
He was like, fair is fair, dude. I wrote it, and I was like, I'm not re-signing this. I know the goddamn rules. I feel like there's double jeopardy in this bitch.
Oh yeah, man. I feel like if he doesn't make chief, the Air Force is rigged, and they are seriously missing out.
I think that honestly, and this is gonna be from the bottom of my heart. If that's his decision and that's his choice, good for him. But I do feel like he's wasting his talent.
See, I don't feel like anything's ever a waste as long as you enjoy what you do.
I'm pretty sure he fucking hates it. But I will tell you this: I think he's wasting his talent, and this man could make millions of dollars with the drive that he has on his own.
Oh yeah, for sure.
By himself, without another corporation or any kind of gimmick or anything, any other product, literally on his own, he could pick himself up by his bootstraps and make millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The guy doesn't.
We're not talking about like some hypothetical drug deal or anything like that.
He's just the pride of a guy.
Like you give him ice to sell, and I guarantee you he'll make millions of dollars selling ice.
It's just who he is, and
yeah,
I don't think he sees it a lot of times.
Well, I honestly think he really does enjoy the work that he does. Like,
I don't know what he's doing. Well, I know it's a little bit different what he's doing now than what he was doing before. I think he enjoyed that more. I think he enjoyed getting out there and getting his hands dirty versus when I met him, he was in charge of a shop of people. So he had was 60-40.
Yeah.
Sometimes 70-30 because he was getting to the point where he's taking work home after staying late after a 12-hour shift, 3 and 4 hours after the shift.
Yeah, it's true.
And basically going home, eating, taking like a 2-hour nap and coming back.
Yeah. All right, but we're getting way too serious. Let's get back on these fights right now.
So back to, I just want to also let you guys know that I'm doing my my ritual that I normally do is having myself a nice, lovely Stone IPA, delicious beer introduced to me in the hills of California.
California.
Northern California, to be exact.
The world's douche.
I would say the world.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just kidding, California. Shut the fuck up. I can hear your hate right now. All right, listen here. The only thing I dislike about California is the people.
Two things. Gun laws.
Gun laws are pretty bad.
And taxes. If though, like, honestly, I could deal with the gun laws if the taxes were just respectable.
Yeah. Also, it's way too expensive to live out there. Like, trust me, I want.
It's like the California, like seriously, Northern California is like just like New Jersey.
Okay,
it's fucked up.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing. Like, I want to deal with y'all nice weather. Your weather seems nice as shit, except when it's on fire.
Yeah, that'll.
I mean, that's a damper my spirits. And then I hear y'all have earthquakes. It's like, I guess there's a trade-off to having nice weather all year. But, whatever, man. Like, I do like Californians, and I just don't like how overhyped California is. And I feel like that's the reason why, like, I rag on California so much. But, yeah. It's pretty much it. It's overhyped, and... It's like, oh, you guys can have free legal weed or whatever. I was like,
legal tweeds.
I was like, you guys have had a few good artists come out of California. It's like, that's the only thing.
I mean
Hollywood too, I guess. You guys have a lot of cool shit. All right.
It's like, I didn't want to give it up to you guys, but come on.
It's like, listen, I'll give you credit where credit's due, but I just hate y'all's attitude. Like, I really do. And I'm not saying I met people from California with this attitude. I'm just saying that's what it feels like. It feels like you guys are always giving off an attitude that's a little bit better than everybody else.
But
it's kind of like New Yorkers in that way.
Yeah, you know what? So I always heard that like New Yorkers had this crazy attitude, and like I never went to New York by myself as an adult until I got here.
Yeah.
So that was 2000 and into 2016.
Yeah.
Never went off and ventured on my own. Like as a child, I went, and I had
Okay.
a couple negative experiences because
Okay.
people were just being assholes, like trying to break into my parents' car, shit like that. We're not in a good part. It's like
Mhm.
Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
So at the time, it was fucking not a good area.
All right.
So I expected that until I got lost one day on my own venturing in New York.
Mm-hmm.
The nicest people. I was able to like literally walk like the opposite of what I thought it was gonna be, at least.
Yeah, for sure. My wife's from New York, and it's like, honestly, I love her more every fucking day, and like, cause she's funny. We roast people all the time, and she's got like that type of personality where we could just hang out and talk shit every day. And we went to Manhattan yesterday, actually, and we went. Excuse me, getting a migraine.
It's probably the lights in there.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, like this is more light than I see on a weekly basis.
It's a bit much for us.
As you can tell, I'm pale as shit.
We are not day walkers.
No, I'm not.
We are night creatures. Even like when I get to my weekend, like I seriously spend probably like when I get off Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I get back here on a good day, like 8:00.
Yeah.
I'm not down to probably about 9 or 10. I'm like seeing double. And like, all right, I gotta sleep. I don't get up to probably like 4 or 5 at the earliest.
See, it's different in my house. My house is completely blacked out by blackout curtains. So where I can just walk around all the time until like 2:00 in the afternoon. And then I take my dog out and like,
oh my God.
I get blinded. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Well, now like if you wake up at like 4 or 5, it's like getting dark.
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah. But
you avoid the sun like a vampire.
Too.
Yo, man. Dude, like I don't know how you hold on. Like it's so rough, man. Like literally, I feel like I was falling asleep this Friday.
Oh, really?
Like on the way home driving.
Whew.
I didn't even get breakfast. I was like, I need to find a bed like now.
I mean, I definitely have days like that. But anyway, I was in Manhattan yesterday. We were just out there hanging out. We were gonna spend some time with my brother-in-law and his wife, and they ended up canceling because they had work the next day. It was cool. It was like, all right. It was like, but my wife, we don't go to New York. We go to New York maybe twice or 3 times a month. And she was like, I really want to hang out here and yada yada yada. And it's like, all right, fine, whatever. Stop crying. And we get up there and it's cold as shit. Like, oh my god, it's like 29 degrees without a wind, and then
Jeez.
there is wind in freaking city, dude. And it's like maybe 18 degrees with wind chill.
Oh my God.
And all I'm wearing is, I swear to God, this freaking hoodie.
Bro.
The only thing the different about my outfit from yesterday is that I'm wearing this black t-shirt.
Jesus Christ.
And
did you almost like stop like I need to buy a coat like now?
I almost did, but we started walking to this barbecue place that my wife knows. It's called BBQs. Don't know if anybody knows it.
In Manhattan?
Yeah.
What part? Is like East Village or like
I don't know Manhattan well enough to do that, but it's pretty close. It's on it's by Soho.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically we went there and we were walking to this place which is like a block away because we finally found parking. And we were walking, and this freaking midget homeless guy.
Wait, he was a midget?
I swear to God.
He's a little people?
I swear to God. Oh, man. He had to be considered a midget.
4'11" or below.
Yeah, he was a midget. I'm just going to call him a midget.
Is he a dwarf? He's a little taller.
He's a little taller. It's like
I'm pretending like I know the categories of like
4'8", 4'9". And it was like, who knows how tall this guy is, but I swear to God, he didn't come up to my shoulders. And I'm not a tall man. I'm 5'7" at max, with boots on.
So he was a little fella.
He was a little fella, and he just freaking screams at me, my wife, and my sister-in-law.
Did you run into him?
No. He was
10 feet away,
And he walked up to you.
and he yelled like, "Hey!"
You're like,
Sorry, headphone users. He yelled like at the top of his lungs, and we were like, "What's up, man?" And it's like, "Get out of my way."
you're like, wow, that was 10 feet. So you had time.
Yeah, I was like, we were gonna move out the way. You need to chill your little ass out.
Is that cracked out?
I have no idea, man. Like
Here's
honestly,
a good
at this
one.
point,
That's a-
like he was wearing a green elf tie too. He was
Oh, he was having a bad day in Midgetville, man.
he was a weird dude. Like I'm
you
pretty
don't,
sure
you don't
he
know
got
what,
lost on his way to the North Pole
you
or
don't
some
know-
shit.
we don't know what Santa did to him before he ran into you guys.
I don't
Jesus
know,
Christ.
man. He probably sucked Santa's dick for his
Oh,
cracker rock.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
telling you that right now.
Oh, dude,
But-
this is gonna be a good one.
Who is it?
This is the Claudia Gadella fight.
Ooh.
He's a monster.
Ooh. She likes to throw them kicks. I see.
Ramos, from Detroit. Snap down. Yeah, man. This. So wait. So that was it. He just like was like,
Yeah, he yelled, and then we went to the BBQ place, and then in the middle of BBQs, I went outside to go vape, and he followed us to BBQs.
he wanted smoke.
Well, he was smoking.
Okay.
Funny enough, It was like,
he wanted all
he
that
was
smoke.
he was smoking, and then he looked me up and down, and I was like,
You're like, dude, I will beat a midget's ass in these streets.
he's like, man, hey, how's that vape? I was like, it's good, man.
It's good. Why'd you follow me how many blocks did you guys walk?
Let me ask you something. Why'd you yell at me? Why'd you yell? It was like, you guys are in the way. I was like, listen, if I see your ass in the way, I'm not going to yell at you. I'm just going to move around you because I'm not a freaking asshole. And he was like, well, whatever. Can you help me out? I was like, no.
No, you can definitely eat a dick.
Listen, you rude ass motherfucker. It's like, you lucky I don't Spartan kick your ass back to the North Pole. God damn.
Oh my god, that's
I
hilarious.
wanted to fucking Spartan kick him. Like, this is Sparta fucking type
Just
shit.
right off a cliff.
Oh, dude. That's probably one of my favorite kicks, honestly, the Spartan kick.
Dude, he warned him before that. He warned him.
And it was like, be careful what you say. with
There's
the
your
next
boys
word.
right here, them Saints.
Oh man, the Saints are my favorite team. Hell yeah.
And Joe Lombardi.
He's technically the quarterback's coach.
Really? Like they need coaching. But anyway,
He's like, how can you coach Drew Brees? All right, it was like,
you just stand there and wait for something obvious to happen. A
I
little
don't
outside
know.
there, Breeze. A little outside there, Drew.
you need to tuck your arm 3 centimeters to the left.
You want to complete those? All right, cool. Yeah, I know that.
Did you see the robbery that happened with the Dallas game? Dallas New Orleans game, man.
I didn't see it, and
I'm telling you
I
right
didn't.
now.
I didn't watch it, but I will tell you this: I did not expect the outcome at all.
It was.
I was
it
expecting you guys
typical-
to thrash them.
It was a typical trap game. Don't know what happened. We were in their house. And guess what? Apparently, if you get marked 4 yards before the first down, you get the first down in Dallas. So watch out there.
I mean, they get the first down. You don't.
Oh, no. It's like,
The
listen,
visiting team does not get
them
that.
good old Texas boys with all your white wide receivers. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, there's been a couple good ones.
I mean, there's been Wes Welker and who?
Welker. Who's the other guy? They're talking about he's going to come out of fucking retirement. There was like a joke about it. Not Welker.
Don't know who you're talking about.
He's like a fucking bigger Danny Amendola. Probably Wes Welker.
It was Wes Welker. So the one good white wide receiver ever, Wes Welker.
You know what? Like, you know what's crazy? Like when there is like, and this is gonna sound crazy. When there's a good white wide receiver,
Yeah.
he's a fucking monster.
Uh,
There's never like
we forget about Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen's really good. I don't know how we
I
forgot
just
about
feel
him.
like I feel like there's no in between. There's either like, okay, you're good enough to make the league, and then there's like, I'm a superstar. There's never like, oh, he's kind of good and consistent. There's like, I'm the shit, or I'm like, eh.
I mean, I feel like white wide receivers get overhyped just
I don't
because
know, man. Like, I will tell you this one.
it's like
I'll
they
say
they
this.
get put on a pedestal. It's
I'll tell you
like,
this. I feel like it's so competitive in the league, especially at that position, no matter what your race is.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Like in order to become like a number one, like a number one wideout, or shit, even number two in the league on a team, it's fucking difficult. I mean, I remember watching this kid, and he's a grown man. I won't even mention his name, but he ended up playing the CFL, played at Eastern Michigan for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude was the best wide receiver on the team.
Oh, for sure.
He had the height, he had the size, and the athleticism. And he wasn't yards after catch, slow. Getting underneath the ball, fast as fuck. Like after he like caught the ball, it was like, I'm not getting any separation. But he was your definition of he probably could have gone to the league and been a great possession wide receiver.
Okay.
But a lot of people considered homeboy who just got traded from the Lions to be just a possession wide receiver, Golden Tate.
Golden Tate? Oh no, man.
But some people will even put him as a slot wide receiver.
Oh, he's definitely a slot.
But the dude yards after catch is ridiculous. He's making people miss.
Oh, he's a running back with a wide receiver type body.
But I guess he's not doing too well here in Philly.
No, actually, he's been this last game, not the one this week, but last week, he actually put up some work. I think the problem with the Eagles right now is that a few of their coaches left. Like, they've never really found their groove again. Like, Carson Wentz is still Carson Wentz, but he's been exposed as far as being a system quarterback. Like, I'm pretty sure they changed their system during the offseason, and their play calling has not been good at all.
Well, see, there's also one more thing that we typically do on this before we get to the main events, and we'll have the hype video and everything, and we'll have like a small time break in time here. They got 2 more rounds to go, and this is, I believe, the last
fight before the main
I
card.
think this is the last fight on the main card. Let me check.
Godala versus Asnarov.
What the fuck?
I'm Southern. I don't know how to pronounce foreign names.
Uh oh.
Whoa.
That was loud. Okay. Let's see here. Why? That is not good. Why is it doing this? Events, details. Okay. Yes, this is the last before the main card starts. So I have a thing that I normally do, and it's called the random question generator.
Okay.
And
We're going to answer a few of them because I love random questions.
we're going to answer a few of them.
All right.
I'll
cool.
field it, and then we'll go from there. This is always interesting to see how people, react, what they'll say, how this goes.
Okay. You do your random question, then I'll think one. I'll think of one.
And I literally put it in here, and then I click it. I don't go off the first one. What is your biggest fear?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That one's dumb. That's also dumb. Oh shit. All right, here we go. Would you eat food that fell on the floor?
Yes.
Okay.
What about you?
This is gonna sound kind of crazy, but my blanket question or answer to that question will be no. But that is only based off of some variables.
Okay, like what are your variables though?
How hungry am I really? like, am I starving?
First question is like, how hungry am I?
Am I gonna die? Like, am I starving? Am I suffering from starvation? Or I'm like, eh. And then the second one is, where is it falling? Like, is it like a public bathroom, or is it like my carpet?
Okay, I have conditions about that too. All right, I would eat food off floor, like my floor, like because I keep my house pretty fucking clean.
I mean, like I've got animals, I got people, kids, traffic. I mean, it's probably pretty gross, but not as gross.
Like if it's a public bathroom where people have been urinating,
First of all, why am I eating in there?
Yeah, why do I have food in
Okay,
there?
In public, I'm not picking it up.
In public, I'll probably pick it up.
Hockey arena.
Hockey arena? Yeah, I'll still do it. I've done it.
Oh my god. Like a stadium? Okay, wait.
I've done it. Like
what was the food?
The food was like a hot dog or something.
Wait, did he go like bun on the ground or like the dog hit the ground?
The dog like fell out of the bun and
He
everything.
must be hammered.
No, I was actually working in the Superdome at the time, and I basically you don't get a lot of food,
Gotcha.
and I was like, this is like a $14 hot dog.
Did it? How
Uh,
far did it roll?
It didn't roll.
God damn it!
It didn't roll. I definitely put some extra mustard on that one. If you film, if you see what I'm saying. But
I'm saying if it rolled, it's like, oh god, that's disgusting.
like in comparison though, like I've also dealt with a lot of gross shit before in my life. It's like when I came back to New Orleans, there were like dead bodies and shit everywhere. The houses were smelling like death.
I imagine that was
there was
some fucking zombie apocalypse type shit.
there were bloated bodies and everything. It was like
But just to get those shits off the street until like they let people back for all that shit was like fucking pretty much.
Yeah, they as soon as the water drained, they started letting people back.
But no place to really go,
Yeah, pretty much.
which doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. And funny story, my mom, she bought like a house right before Katrina happened.
Please tell me okay. So my big things, I know that like a lot of homes, but like were destroyed. So when I was in Mississippi, in Biloxi, I tried to get, and I was renting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I tried to get like flood insurance, which they offer through USA, but not within a certain area that's known to be below the fucking flood line.
Yeah.
But that's one of the places.
Yeah.
Like there, it's only like 3 to 4 feet.
That shouldn't be legal. That they don't offer flood insurance for certain homes. That shouldn't be legal. And I'm pretty sure they changed it.
The reason why I asked, and this was 2015 going to 2016, the reason why I asked them was because when I was moving into my home,
Yeah.
I could see the water line in my garage, and it was like 4 foot high.
Oh yeah.
Because that property is legit only like less than a mile from the beach.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, that base was underwater, like 8 feet of water during Katrina.
You're better off like if your house is near the beach or if it's a mile away from the beach or anything, put your house on stilts. It costs a good bit of money, but you're better off putting your house on stilts. The wind's not going to be so high that it's going to knock your house off. You're better off putting your house on stilts.
I noticed I saw that along the causeway. We were talking about how I took the long way to go to New Orleans once.
Yeah.
Almost every house
on stilts because they already know.
They're below the bridge.
Oh yeah.
So they're like fucking like we're in the shit.
Yeah. It's a pretty common thing down there to have your house on stilts if you're near the coast. As far as like what I went through is like we had maybe 3 or 4 feet of water, but the mold went up about 12 to 15 feet.
So like ceiling done.
Yeah, it was completely done. It was a 2-story house, and the only place that was livable was upstairs. So we were living upstairs the entire freaking time. And that's when I got real comfortable doing like construction with drywall work.
So Tara got all that shit out. And
oh yeah, I was like, how old was I? 2006. So that was.
I'm surprised I don't have like mesothelioma or some crazy shit.
I might. Who knows? I just don't. I don't go to the doctor when I'm really sick.
I feel like that's also like a military thing. It's part of our culture. We don't like going.
It's been that way my entire life. Honestly,
I think also because there was a fear over so long when we came in our era. Well, you're a little bit after me, but our era, they were just kicking people out for anything.
Oh yeah, they were cutting back as I was coming.
So you didn't want to you don't want to be like, oh, I'm the baby bird with a broken wing here, and that's an easy kill.
Oh yeah, it was one of those things.
Like, if you can walk and you can take your PT test and pass it,
fucking
don't say shit.
Pretty much, it's pretty much how it works.
Because they weren't gonna cut you a check or nothing. Let's be honest.
No, who the fuck am I? Am I essential?
And then after that, the second time around when they start kicking people out, the second wave was like you didn't have a fucking choice. If you just fell within a certain you could have had all your shit squared away, but if you fell within a certain amount of years and certain rank, you might just be on that list. We're cutting you. Sorry, bro.
I love how the Article 15s are supposed to be non-judicial punishments, and those are criteria for people getting kicked out.
Like, I found that was personally messed up because they decided to take it upon themselves to punish you because they believe in you. And now people who are above them be like, oh, they had non-judicial punishments. Get the hell out of here.
Dude, that roster's no joke.
Yeah,
You want a control roster? Forget about it.
it's stupid.
It's supposed to be 6 months, but
Stupid, dude. I'm
you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it. But if you guys want to give me a text or a call, I've mentioned it before on another podcast. I'll mention at the end of this the email before I get off of here. There's some things we'll talk about on the next one, which makes for a good topic. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now, but man, there's some things loaded that are out here that are worse than ever before, and I don't think things are being handled fairly. But
As far as what?
the way punishments are handed out,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Amongst-
There's some definite favoritism going on.
I believe it's more than just favoritism. I think there's like systematic. I'm not going to get into it because I don't think it's fair to not give it its just due for time.
Oh yeah.
But we'll get into that next time. And man, I'll tell you what, we can have a long, in-depth conversation. I'll probably lose a lot of friends over it, but
Yeah, whatever. If you lose friends over people not
Well, I think
agreeing with you,
just-
then they weren't really your friends to begin
just
with.
mainly my view, and I wouldn't be stating anything, my opinion. I'd be stating facts.
Right. And if they want to unfriend you for you telling your mind, they're not really your friends to begin with. Like half the people who know me, and I'm sure you're watching, I don't care if you like what I say, ever.
Is this, you know what that's called? It's called that short-eyed is confidence.
Short-eyed is confidence.
Is that short-eyed is confidence? When you get real close to getting leaving the job,
Oh, yeah.
you start saying wild shit to see if they're actually gonna press the button on your ass. You know what's crazy is like he can attest for it, dude. My last like month, I was like, dude,
Oh yeah.
I don't give a two shits. I'm about trying to get another job.
You were done, but I had a feeling that you were going to relist as soon as you saw that bonus money. Oh boy, I was like, oh, he's gonna get back in.
You know, it's crazy. Like, well, I think the thing that took me the longest was now this is a whole nother story. I wasn't afforded the opportunity, had to fight for that to actually reenlist.
Oh yeah, you told me about that
because of a paperwork snafu that shit didn't go down the way it was supposed to. Nobody caught it because people are lazy as shit, believe it or not, outside of the flight line and being a cop.
Oh yeah,
that's right. The only other job that's really important happens at the MPS.
Oh yeah.
And for people who don't know what that is, it's military personnel squadron. They handle everything from our pay to our promotions to PCS.
Whether or not we get the ribbons we earned
about
deployment.
That's super important. Like, obviously, pay is important. Obviously, moving to and from that base when it's time to go or come is very important. Also, being eligible to test, that type of stuff is extremely important because that's your career. Well, people at that particular place don't always do what they're supposed to do, just like anywhere else. But they're not punished. To me, I don't think they're punished or corrected accordingly.
Well, the way I see it is that they think it's ultimately an office job, right? And they're going to get office punishments.
Which I don't think those happen, bro.
Oh, probably not. Without a doubt. Like, if you make a mistake,
okay, no big deal. I've known of one person who was very lackluster with his job. He was an airman, and they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
He had a target on his back. After he messed up so many times, we're like, we're done with you.
Okay.
But you really got to mess up.
Yeah, you have to mess up pretty big in MPS to really get kicked out or get disciplined. And it means I think the biggest issue with MPS is their experience.
They're asking airmen to do jobs that an NCO should be doing.
Right.
And they're having the same issues that we're having.
Well,
Manning.
Well, it's not just the Manning. I hear from a lot of NPS people because I talked to him. It's like I talk to anybody. It's like
Yeah.
who will
What's up?
talk to me? It's like, hey, what's up, man? It's, not much. And if you talk to somebody for long enough, they start revealing stuff. And basically, they're not offered re-enlistment. Only certain people are offered re-enlistment in NPS.
Oh, it's
And
because
that's
you
the
can't
end.
have a bunch of you here
Yeah, and that's their real good guys. So after their 4 years, they're done
unless you want to retrain.
unless they cross train something else. Because
So either you put on rank and move and progress, or they just get rid of you.
yeah, pretty much. They only
Because think about it, like there's
the
not like a
good
ton of
guys.
them.
No, there's not.
The only thing that sucks about it is like
You
over
could
there,
get
over
Airman
there.
Basic out of training.
So
to
in
do
that
it.
section, you have to be a Swiss Army knife of a person because everybody. I don't care if you have a family or not, or if you think you can handle the stress of a job or not. Eventually, no matter what you do, you need a break.
Oh yeah.
So whenever a person takes a break over there, you're filling in,
Mhm.
doing another job in your section that you may not even have done before.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you really have to be a jack of all trades. You really do. You can't just get comfortable in what you're doing, and the growth that you have to cover, the amount of ground you have to cover as an airman.
Oh yeah,
is crazy.
Their job is extremely tough, especially since like they come out of their tech school,
Which
right?
is only like what, a month?
Yeah, it's like it's something ridiculous. Like
It's very short.
2 weeks or something.
I want to say they go to tech school down in Keesler. It's stupid short.
Oh yeah, I went to tech school down in Keesler.
Did you?
Yeah,
You were there for EP?
yeah.
So were you like the last class? Because
I was one of the last classes. I think there was 2 more. I think there was like
I came
one
in
or
in-
2 more.
I
After.
came in 08, July. And I got to Keesler towards the end of 08.
I got to Keesler at the beginning of 2014. I got
You're like right towards the end of them going there.
yeah. I was like either the second to last class or maybe the last one.
So do you know? So you know where the food trucks used to go to in that parking lot when you used to take a break
Oh yeah,
from EP?
yeah,
So you know the field that was behind it,
yeah.
the building that's adjacent to that field, or the perpendicular point from that building in that field is where I went to weather tech school. The weather building's like right there.
My roommate was combat weather,
So like
and he was a piece of shit. By the way, if you're watching,
you call his name out shit.
I don't remember your fucking name, but you were a piece of shit, and you know it. You left all your goddamn protein powder on the fucking
my
floor.
first roommate from Keesler literally is like, "Hey, what's up, dog? How you doing?" I'll never forget his name, Jason Morgan.
Jason Morgan,
light skinned, red bone cat from Chicago. He's as Chicago as they get. Old school player.
Yeah.
Old school. And I'll never forget this guy. I met him. He's like, "Oh, here's my number, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Oh, cool. I'm from the D." I'm like, "Oh, we'll link up." He's like, "I'm out," because he had a pass for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or like for the evening. There still was curfew
Okay.
under the pass he had. There's still curfew, but he could like leave after class or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't have to like go in formation, and he's gone. Didn't even see him leave.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first day there. I didn't find out about the curfew for him until they came looking for him, like the hall chief.
Oh.
Mind
not
you,
good.
this is exactly how it goes. This is the funniest shit ever.
Okay.
They come looking for him like 3 times,
Mhm.
and I'm like, all right, I can't cover for this guy anymore. I literally don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at. All of a sudden, my phone rings because he has my number. He is 3 shades to the wind. He's like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I'm like, "Hey, Jason, where the fuck are you at, man? I didn't know you were like on curfew. Like, I'm not your babysitter, but like, I'm pretty sure like we're like the same age or something, you know? Like,
Yeah.
where are you at, bro?"
Yeah.
"Oh man," I'm like, "I'm at the Beau." I didn't know any first night there. It's a casino, Beau Rivage.
Oh.
Right down the street from the Hard Rock.
Right next to the Silver Slipper.
Used to be.
Okay. All right.
It's like across the street from another place. I think that's what it used to be called.
Yeah, the Silver Slipper has a great buffet. If you're in Mississippi, go to it.
Dude. So he's at the Beau, and I'm like, all right. If you know anything about the Beau at the time had 2, I think it had 2 like club areas. One area that's still open in the back, I'm pretty sure to this day. But then there was another place that people will always go to, and it was at the Hard Rock, and it was called the Rise.
I don't. I
It was
don't
before
know.
your time.
Yeah.
It used to be. They don't even have it anymore. But like the top floor of the
Mhm.
Hard Rock was a club. You catch the elevator all the way up.
Oh yeah, it still is.
They call it something different probably then, because I
Yeah.
remember last time I was there, that was 2015. They were like, I was like, the Rise. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like this shit takes you all the way up.
Because we're not allowed to go to the Hard Rock anymore. They put that on the list of the things we're not allowed
Oh,
to go.
cool. I went to the Hard Rock, but it was boring. It was
Yeah.
boring because they didn't have that. But so I did what it took, you know, and I got up there and had a lot of fun. But man, I'll tell you, I ended up he ended up calling or whatever, and I was like, yo, hey motherfucker, if you tell on me, don't you snitch. Don't you snitch. I was like, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. And then click, I was like, yo.
I'll beat your ass.
I was like, I just met this guy like 5 hours before this, and like literally didn't even have a conversation outside of, hey, here's my number just in case, you know, well, whatever, blah blah blah, blah if you need me. And then the next guy that that I meet, which is him, over the phone, is like, I'm gonna kill you, basically.
Later on, you learned out he's the father of Chief Keef.
He calls me back. He calls me back a little bit later after he calms down, or whatever. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna need you. We're on the first floor of this building.
Yeah.
So the way it works when you're in a military like housing like that, and you have a curfew, they have what they call CQ, which is what's it called? Control center or quality center, some shit like that. Basically, you're the doorman. Central control.
Yeah.
CQ.
I don't know.
Control quarters. Whatever. That was a long time ago. Anyway,
it's usually reserved for people who fucked up.
You eventually have to work it at least once in your fucking career, just for coverage. So basically, unless you're getting dicked by your floor chief. So basically, you work it or whatever, and he's like, we're on the first floor. We're probably like, I don't know why he thought, he's like, oh, just open a window and let me in.
Did those windows open? I don't think they did.
They did, but you have to like pry the screen open. The screens are like locked in place.
Oh, and you were going to the fucked up Keesler, the one that just happened after Katrina, because you were there in 2008.
I was there. They were still cleaning up.
Oh man.
The beach area. So like all that shit was shut down when I was there. It was like just mounds of garbage. There were houses that were just completely wiped away.
Yeah.
Like they still had like the rubbish still on like the foundation. Like they hadn't cleaned it up yet.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't completely clear.
The Hard Rock
2010.
The Hard Rock during Katrina, they actually showed photos and the footage of like the water and everything coming through.
Yeah.
The Hard Rock just opened, like was supposed to open like the day before or the day after. I think somewhere around the actual day that water really came in. Dude, fucking, the guitar, the famous Hard Rock guitar, all that shit was like blown over.
Oh yeah.
They weren't even open for a day. They got hit by Katrina. Terrible.
Yeah.
They survived because it's a major company, but still, write that off on your fucking
taxes.
Yeah. So they survived that. But the big thing was that he ended up wanting me to do this, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna be able to let you in. There was something where I couldn't get him in. It's like, and even if I did do that, I'm pretty sure they'd be watching because it's at the front of the building.
Yeah.
And every hour on the hour, they have people make a walk around the building and like actually check. Like it's security, your own security, and they have cameras.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I can't do that for you. And he's like, come on, man. I was like, look, I'm not gonna. It's like, if I was you, you've already missed curfew. I'd stay out. Don't let your night be ruined by the fact that you're an idiot, and just have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. You're gonna get punished anyway. So doesn't matter if you come back in the morning or right now. I'd come in at 6 or 7 in the morning after I've had my fun, and then whatever you had to do that night, and have a blast.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's the weekend. Come back in whenever. They haven't got a hold of you now. It's not like a section chief or somebody's calling you. Yeah, like they're gonna wait for you to come back. You gotta come back.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you'll be AWOL. You're on your weekend. You just were on curfew.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
So he did, and so typically they would just go ahead, and give you a punishment, but it was like a holiday weekend or some shit.
Mhm.
You know, they didn't punish this man for like a month. They let him sit and stew in his own like I fucked up guilt. So typically they have what's called a what the fuck? What kind of punishment was it? It's it has like a name for it. But you eat like square meals, you march around, you wear all your uniforms.
Oh, it's remedial training.
Remedial training. They like basically let's teach you how to walk and shit again.
Yeah, because
it's fucked up.
they make you go through basic again. Like when you first go through basic, like you're only allowed to step at 6-inch increments while you're at the chow hall. Like, and you're only supposed to
You have to sit down together. To wait for 4 people to be standing at a table. You all sit down together at the same time.
yeah.
You take your fork when you eat the square meal. You take your fork or your spoon from your item. You go up to face level and you go to your face.
Yeah.
And then back down. It's real jacked up. They try to break you down mentally for like doing something that is against the
Doing something
code.
that didn't break you down the first time. They think that it will do it again.
I mean, like, but all this was supposed to be at random, which ultimately it really was.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it took him a month to get around to him. So
Yeah.
he's sitting there like every weekend, like, when are they gonna punish me, dog? I'm not gonna go out, man. I'm not gonna get myself hyped up because I don't want to like get punished like on it'd be hungover or something like that.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit? I have a funny story that I didn't do, but
So you can
the guy who was permanently CQ because he was gonna get out, right? And they were just like waiting on the paperwork to get him to go out. Is his name was something Smith. You know, cool black dude, just chills out. CQ hooks everybody up.
what was it? Paul Felder's announced it tonight. Got to meet that guy a couple months back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Paul Felder.
yeah. His brother Tom. They're Philadelphia native, so we're like right here in South Jersey. Got to meet him and hang out for a little bit and talk. Really cool guy. Really cool guy. Enjoyed his company. Dude's a beast. Hell of a fighter too. The Irish Dragon. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Watching Max Holloway fight fucking hypes me up.
You know, I wasn't a fan of his for a little bit,
For what?
just because he was so cocky for a while.
First of all, if you're a fighter and you're not cocky, you're doing
Okay,
it wrong.
there's being a fighter cocky, and there's like, come on, there's like on a scale of 1 to McGregor.
I mean, McGregor wasn't here. McGregor.
And McGregor beat this guy.
I hate all of you Irish fucks.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna get into this. Anyway, where was I at? Like, I was gonna
The
tell
story.
a
The
story.
story. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool dude named Smith. He hooked everybody up with as far as CQ, and he made sure that everything was taken care of. His story is actually hilarious because he got really drunk and he shit on the commander's uniform that was in his locker.
Wait, how the fuck? Wait.
He got
Who? So the commander's uniform was in this guy's locker.
no commander's uniform was in his locker in his office, and this
How did
guy
he
got
end up-
drunk,
How did?
broke through a window, and shit
Wait.
all over.
Why
it.
was the command? So wait. I didn't even know they had their offices in the building there.
Oh, they did for this one because they had like an MTL.
Yeah, I thought that
office.
would be. Oh, it's in the same area.
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
and
pretty sure he wasn't
took
happy.
He took a shit on this guy's like
Did they break the
Freshman-
glass and turn the fucking knob?
yeah.
Idiot.
Well, he might have had the keys. I'm not sure whether or not he got in through the window or
these dudes
not.
are in there frequently. So my second time around, for the tech school, I ended up being I guess like a backup MTL,
Okay.
which was a volunteer MTL, which was dope. So they gave us some marching orders and everything, and like what to do, what the rules were. But the first place I had to do that at was the dorm that I went to, my first ever military dorm.
Nice.
So it was like deja vu / I don't even. It was crazy. It was like insane, like being back there,
like that surreal moment of being like, hey, maybe I made it.
like complete deja vu. It was actually terrifying for a little bit. I was like, what the fuck?
I hate this.
Like I don't want to be back here again, but it's just the way it went.
Yeah. So let's get back on track with the fights.
So
So
actually, before we get back on track with the fights, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of The Journey of Oz. And what I want to let you know is that we here at this program always strive for greatness, but I am right on the brink of a potty break. Yes, I said potty. I have to piss. So I'm going to try to make that happen here. If you don't mind, we're going to pause for just a second and we'll be right back.
I flipped it off right before.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to go.
Sound quality is really good.
Oh, dude, man, it's definitely worth it. We'll start the stream again.